From Matthew chapter 5 verse 3, which says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." We straight away go into verse 4, which says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." So we can see that verse 4 is an extension of verse 3. Verse 4, which says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted," is an extension of the previous verse, which says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Poverty of one's spirit leads into expression of grief. It leads into expression of sorrow over sin. Isaiah chapter 6 verses 1 to 7. "In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, 'Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of glory.' And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. So I said, 'Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.' Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a live coal which he had taken with the tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth with it, and said, 'Behold, this has touched your lips. Your iniquity is taken away, and your sin is purged.'" This is Prophet Isaiah, who saw the presence of God. He saw the holiness of God. After seeing the holiness of God, he realized his lips were unclean. In other words, he realized his heart was unclean. So his poverty of spirit was expressed in mourning. He mourned to say, "I'm done," or "I'm dead, because I've seen God, regardless of the fact that I'm a sinful man and I live among sinful people." In verse 6, we can see that Isaiah was comforted by a seraphim who flew to him to deliver him with a coal, a live coal which he had taken from the altar. And he told him his iniquity was taken away and his sin was purged. So that's how Isaiah was comforted. And when we go back to Matthew chapter 5 verse 4, we can see that there is a promise of comfort to those who mourn. They will be comforted by experiencing God's restoration. They will be comforted by experiencing the mercies, the kindness, the grace of God. They will receive beauty for ashes. They will receive the oil of joy for mourning. They will receive a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. You are blessed when you mourn over your sin. You are blessed when you mourn over sin in others. You are blessed.